Tough talking, what's going on with the captain? What's happening with Outlet? I'm running the game and you're rapping. You must have realized.
Hey. Track that face now. Come on. Oh, we tracking. Bing bong, hello. Welcome. Welcome back. Take these off. Okay. Hey. I'm excited. I'm always excited when it's time to talk about money. So, let's go right into it. Hold on a second. Let's dig into it. So this last video. Now, this is part of the segment. I always mess this up. How to afford the car of your dreams within your means. Let's talk about it. All right, so check this out. So watch this video if you haven't already watched it to get the first step. Step 2. So you have your credit score, right? You know what your credit score is. Sorry, I got the office to myself right now, so I'm trying to do this real quick before anybody walks in. It's a little bit better lighting. But anyway, you got your credit score. First step. So with that being said, now you got to figure out, is this good enough or not? In my opinion, for a big purchase, like for a car, I think, well, off of experience, I was sitting about I was in the 780s when I got Spawn. When I got Spawn, I called in 0 down. So it depends. It depends on what I'll say 700 plus. How about it? Because it depends on what car you're trying to get. 700 plus to really do some business. Actually 750 to really control the deal. So anyway, you have to figure out how high you want to go. Once you have your credit score, is it enough? I mean, it might be good enough where you know what, this is good. I can go ahead and pull the trigger and get this deal. Now, this can be for anything also. You know, a house, a loan you're trying to get, furniture, whatever purchase you're trying to get. I just use a car as an example. So I had some people ask me though, what does it mean, the car of your dreams within your means? So let me explain that real quick. The car of my dream car, it's always a supercar, right? A lot of people dream car, Lamborghinis, Ferrari, Porsche, whatever. I would get an Aston Martin DB11. I like that car. I like Aston Martin. So the thing is, it's not within my means. Now, I could probably afford to lease one right now. But for me, for one, I don't want to lease a car. I know a lot of people do that. I prefer to buy because I want it. I don't want to give it back. It's my car. I know I'm going to mod it out. I want the car for me. And two, within your means. So I know right off top, I can't afford the maintenance on a supercar. Yeah, you can do it yourself, whatever. No, I can't. And also, I think if something breaks, you're looking at what do you have to replace. I can't afford supercar parts. I can't afford supercar maintenance. So that's why. Within my means. Lexus RCF, within my means. Okay? So that's why I always say that. The car of your dreams within your means, where you're at right now in life. So back to this, your credit score. How can I get it to go up, right? How much of a jump do you need to go? So I'm doing this right now. These tips, and here's a big disclaimer. This is what works for me. Keep in mind, I'm telling you what works for me because it worked in the past. All right, it worked, and it's working right now. I'm doing it right now because I have a big purchase that's coming up. And you'll see. Stay tuned. But yeah, I'm trying to do big things. So I'm actually doing what I'm telling you. I'm doing it right now, and I'm gonna tell you how it's helping me. Within the last 2 weeks, I've jumped it up close to 150 points. So I'm looking pretty good to make a deal. And this is just small tricks. Now, you don't have to do what I do. If you know a better way, drop it down in the comments. Educate everybody. What I'm really trying to do is get the ball rolling so you can either, you start consciously thinking of your credit is important, of your credit score. Times have changed, right? I know a lot of people like, no, I don't want credit. I don't want to open up credit. But I think it's important to just at least try to maintain a decent score, not a perfect one, you know, a decent one. Just in case of emergencies, times come up, whatever the case may be. But if you know a better way, drop it down in the comments. If you don't agree with me, put it down in the comments so we can talk about it. And if somebody else comes and watches the video, they go through the comments, you might spark another idea, and you know, just get the ball rolling. And like I always say, the reason I'm really doing this is just because I'm the average Joe, you know. But a lot of people think, hey man, what are you doing? How can you afford that? This is it. Giving you my game plan. All right. So credit score needs to go up. I'm gonna give you 4 things that I did to increase my credit score. I keep rocking back and forth because I'm messing with the Osmo. All right. So number 1, when my credit score was a 428, I couldn't get anything. I couldn't get $5. So what I did was I called around. I did find some credit cards. I think it was Capital One, and it's kind of the program that they have were for new people. So my problem was, hold on, rewind. Get your credit report. I had to get my credit report. The reason my score was so low is I didn't have enough credit, and I didn't have. I had a collections on there, so that was a problem. So with that being said, I cleared the collections off. That jumped it up a little bit. Now it's an entry level credit card is what I got. Capital One. It's designed for like high school students starting out. So the credit limit on that was $200. I got 2 of those. I got 2. I can't remember the other company I went with, but it was $200 credit limit. The first one, I maxed it out every month. $200, and I paid it off every month. When you do that, the interest rate, it was high. It was like 19-20% interest rate. But when you pay it off every month, you don't have to worry about that. Never go over $200. Never spend that money out of your checking account. Okay? So when a bill came, I just took the $200 I was going to spend, put it on and I paid the card off every month. The next card, I only used half of it. I didn't go above $100. I didn't go above 50% on the other card, because if you run that up, you know, that affects your credit score negatively as well if you keep a high balance on a card. So I will use that a little bit, and pretty much what that's doing is you're showing credit on 2 different scales, okay? And all credit is just showing that, hey, I can borrow money and give it back on time. So that's what I did. Now, when that happens, it just takes extreme financial discipline, because once your credit score goes up a little bit, you'll start getting, hey, you're pre-qualified. Hey, you can get this much. You can get that. Nope. You got to control it. You got to police yourself. That's what I like to say. All right. So with this, and that's really, I mean, actually I can end the video right now, because step 2 is, you know, it's all about finding ways to increase your credit score. So I'm gonna give you four ways to increase your credit score, and hopefully it works for you. This is what I do. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding tastes good. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So I already gave you one way, right? Another thing that I do is I use my credit card for everything. Because look, before you calm down, I'm willing to bet that you use your debit card for everything, right? I don't pay cash. I hardly ever pay cash. So with that being said, your debit card is not going to do anything for your credit. Here's why. Because once you use your debit card, it takes the money out of your checking account right away. Even though it has a Visa symbol logo on there or whatever, it comes straight out of your checking account. And you might get 5% cash back on that. That's the norm for debit cards. No. If you're using the card anyway, why not use the card that's going to work for you? Right? I would hold up 2 credit cards, but I don't want y'all to steal my identity and take my money. But here's the deal. just picture I have two cars right here, right? Now with this, and I have to pay something that costs $10. With this card right here, the debit card, I don't get anything back. It comes straight out of my checking account. It doesn't go on my credit report. That's it. $10 gone. This card, usually you have a good credit card, you're involved in a point system. I travel a lot, so I have a card that gives me points for miles, right? $10, I get 10 miles. This goes on my credit report and I pay it off. I'm building credit because I'm using credit. Same Hey man.
Looks like you're home early.
Just doing a little video right here. You're talking about credit. You want to get in it?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was.
No, man, it's all good. I just don't want you to think I'm over here talking to myself. Although I do talk to myself, guys. Don't be afraid to do that. You learn a lot about yourself. So, just doing a little financial lesson over here. So that's it. So, like I said, that's one way that I build my credit, is I'm always using credit. And with that card, I get the points. It comes with a lot of incentives, a lot of bonuses, because you're going to use a card anyway, right? Nobody really pays cash anymore. So that's one way. How many ways? I think I have 4. So another way to build your credit up is check your credit report and clean it up. It's kind of like your room. Clean that shit up. So there's a lot of things, like in my credit report in the past, I had something that went to collections on there. I had an account that had like a bad review, if you want to say, on it. After so many years or a certain amount of time, you can get that stuff taken off your credit report. All you got to do, there's like letters you can write, or you can email them a message. The 3 credit bureaus, and they'll take it off of there. It'll be gone. You want to clean that up, because when you go to lenders, they're going to look at your credit report, and if all you have is good stuff on there, they'll probably be willing to give you a higher credit limit or a lower interest rate. So if there's something bad on there, you don't want it on there, get it taken off. Easy. And that also will increase your credit score. I'm trying to tell you, it's actually pretty simple. Don't make it so complicated. All right. And the last one, pay your bills on time. It's that easy. If your bill is due on the 20th, get it paid by the 19th. That's it, man. It's simple ways to build credit. It's not that hard. Do your research on it. That helped me. The reason that my credit score was so low back in the day was because I didn't take advantage of things like online bill paying and everything like that. I was late paying bills. I had that one bill go to collections, and what else did I have? Yeah, and I didn't have enough credit. Oh, real quick, last one. I promise, last one. So another thing that I would do is I would take out small loans, because one thing that hurt me is I didn't have a house. And the reason that is, if you have a house, like a mortgage on your credit report, a home loan, it shows that you're committed to a long-term purchase. You know what I'm saying? That's like a 20, 30-year loan. So that shows commitment to that, and you pay that on time all the time. That's why not having a house or something like that, it doesn't really like hurt you in a negative way, but it doesn't add to your score. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. But anyway, so what I would do is I would take out a loan for like $500, $1,000, and not spend the money. I would just let it sit in the account, and then I would pay it off every month. So then what you're showing is that, okay, hey, you can borrow large sums of money and pay it off on time. That's it. Now, in the long run, at the end, take out $1,000 loan. Depending on the interest rate, you might pay back like $1,100 or whatever. But it's worth it to, like I said, boost your credit score up. One thing that you can do, let's say you owe $50. Pay $100. The next bill that comes, they'll say, hey, you don't owe us any money, and then pay $50. And that money goes straight to the principal. Look it up. I'm not lying. Look it up. But that's it. That's real quick. You know, I would do that. I did those little things for a little bit, and I just did that recently. I paid off some loans, and within 2 weeks, I increased my credit score more than 150 points, just because I cleared up some debt. So, just a real quick video. Step 2, get your credit report and find out what you need to do to increase your credit. That's it. All of this is steps to afford the car of your dreams within your means. Duh. So, and like I said, to get down in the comments. Oh, I'm running out of time. So, hey, 2 wells, 1 love. Stay tuned. Stay blessed. Oh, God.